Somebody will join us. You see where it says live?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do my prayer that I do all the time, of course. Dear God, as we stand and sit here to speak, we pray to you that our souls you will keep. If we should die before we finish, we pray that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. And
Amen.
dear, oh, my sister's with me today, everybody. This is Point of View with Shirley Polk. Let me change my banner here. Point of View with Shirley Polk right here on the World Wide Web. And my sister is partnering with me in this webcast. And I am so happy, happy, happy.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, yes. Y- Okay, that like and share, that's supposed to do something. It's supposed to help us out. Motion detected at the front door. All right, now we're live. Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about the Point of View has been online since 2013. So I counted it up. I think this is the 8th year. And Cleester and Natalie and all my family, Maritha, everybody's been a supporter of me. And I thank God for my family and their support. But I wanted to go take it a step further. And so this part of Point of View, this is a different part of point of View. There's Point of View with Shirley Polk, and then this is Point of View with Shirley Polk. Ask us. And so people are saying if you want something done, what do you do, Clay?
You have to do it yourself.
Or ask a woman. So we can solve the problems of the world if they just listen to us. If you want anything done, ask us. And so we're not saying that we're experts on every subject, but we do study and we learn about these things so that we can present them to you. And we know that there are experts out there, and then we will, as we go on, we will have experts on here. We're going to have try to have officials like uh, different people on here. Okay, so I don't want to put some promises out there before we do the people, but it's going to grow and glow. And I'm thinking about Mr. Magnite, and I will help to make it so. We will have to make it so. And I'm so glad my sister consented to be with me today. This I'm not gonna call her nickname because I don't want everybody calling her what I call her. So anyway, so tell us something about yourself, sister. I know you have a thriving business, and of course you can talk about it because we know the pandemic made a difference in everybody's business just about. Well, especially the small businesses. So tell us about your business. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I own Clee's Boutique for the Unique. I sell pre-loved Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Hermes, name brand, high end, good quality bags and shoes.
And they are good quality too.
Yeah, authenticated at that. So you're not going
Mm-hmm.
to think fake from me.
All right, and that she does, and then oh,
I've been doing for 8 years.
okay, go
Come
ahead.
on, sister. I've been doing it for 8 years. That's it.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. And so she's not in Texas, everybody. Where are you?
I'm in Louisiana, Kentwood,
She's in
home of Britney Spears.
and Clay, tell me, do you like or should I say like? Do you prefer living in Louisiana than living in Texas, or tell me the difference in them to you?
Surely, right now I do. I like living in Louisiana, slow pace, no rushing, and it's not a bunch of. We don't have a lot of crime. We don't have a lot of crime. Somebody do
Good.
who did it because the neighbor's gonna tell it. So
who's go, who's going
and you can
you
sleep with the door open, nobody will bother you. And
wow.
it's just a nice little town. It's not, it's not a big town. We got two
Hmm.
red lights, two red lights, but
Two red lights.
two red lights in the whole town.
And when I come to town, I hit both of them, don't I? Or
You
do I?
only hit one. No, you don't hit any
No,
of them.
I do one. Wait, no, I turn off the highway.
Uh huh.
I
Turn.
don't have any lights.
Nope. The
No
light.
light.
Nope. Lights
Well,
in.
see, Okay, if you keep moving around, it's kind of cutting out a little bit.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Uh-huh. But okay, yeah. And so, and like you said, it's the home of Britney Spears and Jamie, who said
Jamie
the
Lee, Jamie
Jamie
Lee.
Lee. And her mama still lives there, right? Or does
My
she?
mama and her daddy, yes.
Okay, yeah. And have you met them? I know Mitchell did.
Yeah, I met the mother. I met the mother. I know the father, but I've not talked to him or anything because the town is so small.
Got to run into him.
Yeah, you run into him. And I ran into
Mhm.
her and talked to her at the dollar store a couple of times.
Okay, okay. So we've established that she's in Kentwood, Louisiana, and you prefer that right now. And it is peaceful down there. I enjoy it every time I come down there. And so anyway, hopefully I get to come down there soon. And so you've got your business and it's successful. And even though you chose to slow it down during the pandemic.
Yes,
And so getting to this, like last week here in Texas, we had a weather,
yes.
catastrophic weather here. And so did it reach Louisiana?
It did come here. It did come here. And we were without power for 3 days.
Wow.
Power for 3 days.
Hmm.
And then the water pressure went down, so the city told us to draw up water because they didn't know how long it was going to last.
Hmm.
But we survived. Thank God we survived.
Yes, yes, yes. And so thank God most of us, the majority of us here in Texas did survive too. So now, is there anything else you want to add? Oh, I want us to talk about, we have some historic events to share in our family too, because
Yep.
Mama ran for what in Denison?
City council. She,
And that was many years ago, sure did. And then Daddy was a very successful
yes, he was.
paint and body
Body. That's
man. Uh-huh. And he had his own business for years and years, and he was so good that people would, when in a total car, frame bent and everything, if those people wanted that car put back together, Daddy could straighten out the frame. He
you,
could put that car back together just like it was brand new. And I always like to tell this story about the man that came there
yeah, uh-huh.
and brought his car. He they said when he left, right?
Right.
He walked away,
He
walked
walked away.
away, and Daddy told him when the car would be ready. And when he came back to pay Daddy, what
He
was
walked
it?
back. He
Uh
walked back too. And
huh.
when he came to pay Daddy, he opened up that trunk and had a briefcase full of money. Do you
Mm,
remember that?
mm, mm. I remember y'all telling me about it, but he left a briefcase of money in that car. That's just how trustworthy Mom and Daddy were. And of course, those of us there, because Daddy never knew that money was there because the man brought his car to be repaired and Daddy repaired what needed to be repaired. He didn't go fiddling and fumbling around in the person's property.
Right.
And so Daddy had a very lucrative
Yes,
business. He raised all of us on it.
he sure did. Put
Uh-huh.
six through college. Six through
Okay.
because the other two. The only reason why they didn't go to college because they did not want to.
Right,
He
right,
put
right,
six of us through college.
right. And remember, Clee, they said Daddy built a car when he was real young, didn't
Yes, uh-huh. And he built a steam engine when he was 4 years old.
he? My Lord.
Talk about that, and it worked at 4 years old.
So we have some great history in our family, and that's on Daddy's side. And then we also have some unfortunate history on Mama's side. But
Yes.
our grandfather, he was very well known in the community. Who we never met our grandfather. As a matter of fact, he was murdered when Mama was a child, right?
Yes, Mom was 7.
Uh-huh. And somebody kind of, when people know your habits and everything, they knew his habits, they knew kind of what he did each on certain times. And so what happened is he ended up burned up in a barn.
Yeah, they surrounded him, burned him up, and
Burn him up in a barn. So that's a part of our heritage and our history also. So now we're going to, so Rita, is there anything else you want to add?
no, I think I'm pretty.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did say you nicknamed.
Yes, I appreciate that, Shirley.
Oh, let me see. Is the banner still going? I
No,
don't think.
no,
Okay, let me.
but
Okay, there
there,
it is.
there you go.
Okay, the banner's still on there. Okay, so our subjects, our topics today, we're going to talk about the pandemic. We're going to talk about term limits. And I feel like in the Congress, the Senate, and these positions like that, there should be term limits.
Yes, I
And
believe.
so, and I'll tell you, and then the other we're going to talk about is, I have my notes here, the stimulus.
Yeah.
And so, which one you want to start with, Reedy?
Let's start on the term.
Okay, good. So, did you do anything on those terms? Did
No,
you do? Okay, so I want to talk about it because I feel like there should be a change. Some people, I have statistics, I have numbers here, and I feel like that we're underrepresented. And I'm not talking about the bodies, the people that the number of people, but I'm talking about the people, the quality of the people in there.
yeah,
Because I feel like, and so this is my point of view.
very good.
I feel like, okay, if anybody wants to um, do comments, please feel free. I don't see any, but if you, I don't know. Oh,
What are you saying?
what is this? I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't
I don't,
see it.
oh, it's somebody on I don't know, maybe somebody advertising the Christian channel. Well, I don't know. But anyway, I looked at this and I've been thinking about this for quite some time. Hello, everybody that's watching. And here I go. I'm going to try to see your comments. I'm going to try to get to where I can see your comments, but right now I can't see them. And thank you. I see 5 people are here with us
I
today.
just come
Come-
across that Tiger Woods was just in a car wreck and they had to use the jaws of life to get him out. So
Oh, wow.
I
So
just
that's
across the news
bre- breaking news.
news. Yes.
Breaking news. Okay. Now we go back to the Senate and we see it every day almost. Those people are in those positions and it seems like they're not thinking about us. It seems that and you hear me saying seems, okay, everybody? It
Shirley,
seems, huh?
your point of view.
My point of view. And it seems that they don't think about or consider us. It seems that they have their own agenda. We put them in there. And to me, I feel like that they feel like we work for them instead of them working for us.
Yes.
And we pay their salaries. But it seems that, and people, our country is always going to somebody else's aid, we hear. But what about our aid? Come to our aid. You
Yep.
understand what I'm saying? Come to our aid. And I feel like, I know in the Senate, they have a 6-year term. In the House of Representatives, they have 2-year terms. But they have no term limits. So I was looking at this, and one person who is gone now and deceased, one person had been in there almost 60 years.
Yep.
Almost 60 years.
Yes.
And here's some people now. I have the longest running people that are alive and active now in the Senate, House of Representatives. That means Congress, okay? There's one that we hear from almost every day, and he fights everything it seems that the Democrats put forth just because he can. But even though now they're not the majority, they are the minority. So it's a different story.
Yes.
This person has 36 years of the last report that I saw, 36 years and 50 days in there. 36 years in there. Then here's another one with 38 years and 50 days. Another one, 38 years, 50 days, 39 years, 279 days, 40 years, 50 days, 40 years, 50 days, 40 years, 50 days, 40 years, 50 days, 42 years and 50 days, 44 years and 112 days, 46 years and 50 days, 46, 50, 47, 353. These people have been in there for decades, and they've gotten settled in, and whatever they want to do, that's what they do. And we know we're being compromised and all of that. And here we have a representative here in Dallas that served from the 103rd Congress and is serving through to the 117th Congress. That is what, let me see, 30 something years. I looked it up. I did that. I counted that up. From 1993 to the present. That's a long time. And like one of my neighbors said, she said, that's too long to be dead. It doesn't make sense for somebody to stay in a position that long and they don't treat us. I don't feel like we get treated fairly. I really don't. And so then, like I was saying, that they have different term limits, and there's 6 years for the Senate, 2 years for the House of Representatives. And then they said that the reason that they set up the 6 years for the Senate is so that people wouldn't, their terms, they would have some stability in there. And then 1/3 of them are elected every 2 years. So there's always an election. Either somebody's going in or somebody's coming out. But most of the time, nobody's coming out.
Right.
They're staying in there, and they've gotten so complacent, so comfortable. They have a steady salary. Plus they have salaries for their offices. They have expense accounts. They have all of that. We, the taxpayers, are paying for all of that.
Yes.
And then they treat us like we're their subjects.
That's it.
That's just how I feel. That like we're this now, Reedy, if you want to say something. Oh, I keep saying it, don't I might as well hang it up. I call her Reedy.
You might well let it go.
I think Ginger started calling you Reedy, didn't she? Yeah. Molly. Our cousin Molly. So what do you want to say about that?
No, I agree with everything you said, Shirley. I agree with everything. But people keep voting them in instead of doing their due diligence and checking these people out. They just, well, honey, who did we vote for last time? And they check that off. They're not looking at people. They're looking at names.
That's right.
They're looking at names. They're not going for this person stands for this and this person stands for that. Even though that person did a horrible time that last term, it was horrible, but they know the name.
That's it.
So that's it. Because they know the name.
And they've been there so long, and they're so used to voting for them, they just keep voting for the same person, whether their record is zilch and not anything for us. They just keep doing it. And that's what we have to do. And people know, I say this many times, people study the psychological, they study psychology. A lot of people, they study people, and they know how long, if something comes up and we don't like it, then they know just about how long we'll complain and protest and all of that. So that they'll just go ahead and do what they're going to do. And then people get upset. And then after a little while, within that time frame that they think, then they settle down. And then they say, well, I'm not saying they literally say, but then here comes something else.
Yes.
Because they know that people are going to complain, then they're going to settle down, and then it's going to be the status quo.
Yep.
That's the way I see it.
Yep.
That's the way I see it. And so, I mean, I'm just disappointed in so many of them. And I think that's a segue into the stimulus. What do you think?
Yes.
I'm so disappointed in them. And I was looking at this, and the former resident of the White House. Now, I was with him on this when they started working on the stimulus bill, the second stimulus bill, and they were talking about giving the American citizens, the ones
Right.
who qualified
Right.
or who are eligible, $600. $600.
Now that right there was that didn't even make sense. They might want to kept that money. $600.
$600. And then he didn't like that because see, people don't understand. And I tell people I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Don't even try to be, but I'm not the dullest tool in the shed either. You understand what I'm saying? And so I tell people that you have to watch this because when they're working on one thing, they're working on something else
Yeah,
too.
that's right. That's
And
right.
so while we're raising Cain on something else, they're still pushing other stuff
Mhm.
through. So
Right.
when they were working on this $600 for the American people who are eligible to get the $600, they were also working on something else. And so I want to just, I looked at this and I was looking at this in Kipling. It said Congress, the Democrats, they vowed to pass a new COVID-19 relief package before the 14th of March because that's when the unemployment benefits run out. So
Right.
they vowed to it. So remember when President Biden went to, I think it's when he was in Louisiana, he said, if you elect the Democrats,
Yes, ma'am.
we'll give you a $2,000
That's
stimulus.
what he said.
So they went back and they said, well, okay, this $600 could be included. So if we add $1,400
Yeah.
more to that, that would be the $2,000 stimulus.
Yeah.
Okay, now here we go. Now they're working on this bill, they're working on the stimulus,
Uh-huh.
but they're working on something else too. And so they're talking about giving the American people, well, they're talking about $1,400 now, besides the $600, which will make the $2,000.
Right.
And so they're saying give like $2,800 extra to a married couple if they file jointly. Okay, now, so that would make each person eligible, what is it, for $2,000 a piece in this second and third stimulus.
Uh-huh.
But now, people don't get this. There was this was a $900 billion coronavirus stimulus bill. It was agreed upon by lawmakers, which sparked the fury about when the former White House, or what is it, White House recipient, he told him, no, that's not right. Now he did, and I was with him on that. He said, how you gonna give these people just $600 and all this other stuff is in here? So I want to just read some things that are in this other bill that they passed along with this giving us $600 for foreign aid. They were going to give these other countries and continents billions and billions of dollars, and then talking about giving us
Six.
measly $600. And some people say, well, you ought to be thankful for that. We pay those people to represent us and to pass laws and do things that are good for us. And then they treat us like we're their servants, like we don't even matter. Now, that's the way I feel about
But the thing about it, Shirley, is America makes money every day. The
every
print
day.
never stop.
That's
Never.
right.
So why is there a limit of $600?
Right.
And just print that off.
Just print it, baby. Just print the money.
Is printed.
Just print the money. And I thought about that too. Some years ago, I said to somebody, I said, well, just like you said, we make money, we print the money.
Print the
so
money. Yes.
Just print us some money and give it to us. And somebody said that would throw the economy off. Now, the only way it would throw the economy off is that they want to throw the economy off, according or let Wall Street or somebody say the economy is off. It is going to be off just because somebody said it's off. But they can print that money and give us as much money as we deserve.
As it's printing, they could be passing it out.
Right. That's it. Now, in this other bill, is a $1.3 billion aid to Egypt. $1.3 billion aid to Egypt. They talking about giving us $600.
And here's some people
Okay,
can't pay their rent, but they're giving Egypt money.
that's right, but that's not all. Then another $75 million would be withheld for the Secretary of State, who confirmed that the government is making clear and consistent progress in releasing political prisoners,
Mm.
providing detainees with due process of law. Now, I think everybody should be provided with a due process of law. But now, if you're going to spend $75 million to give somebody else due process of law, then what about us having due process of law? You
Right,
understand what I'm saying?
right.
Then it allows for $40 million for higher education programs, of which 15 million would cover scholarships for Egyptian students needing financial aid to attend not-for-profit higher education institutions in Egypt. They won't even pay our tuition.
No, they do not. They do
They
not.
won't pay our tuition.
No, no.
So, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, wow,
Mm-hmm.
this is so backwards. But yet they're supposed to be doing the good
Yeah,
for the American people
American people.
and,
Right.
and try to ration out of $600 and think everybody's supposed to be happy about it. That's not all. There's still more money coming out. $5 million to for a settlement of refugees in Israel. Palestinian authorities will get $250 million in economic aid spread over 5 years. But they're going to give us how much?
$600.
Six goose egg dollars. And then
Would say 6 double knots.
they said,
6 double knots.
yes, they want to do that to us. Just like, they treat us like we're their subjects, like we work for them and they work for us. Now, my remedy to this now, if you ask me, vote those long timers out of there. Is that what you call them? Long timers out
Yeah,
of there, and
that's
put
right.
somebody else in there. Shorten that 6-year term limit to maybe 3, and then have a clause in there to where if you don't do what pleases the American people, then we have the right to
There you
petition
go.
you out of there.
Vote them right on out. Yep.
That's right. But people won't do it, and they know people are complacent, and some people just get tired and they give up.
Yeah.
They give
But
up and they
if
say,
they,
well, it's not going to do any good anyway. It's not
but
going, they'll say
America,
it's not going to do any good to vote or say something anyway. But we know from this last
there you
election,
go. That's what I was talking about. That's
say
it.
it then, Reedy.
That's it. We can do what we put out. If we want them out, we can vote them out. So you
That's
can't
right.
say what we can't do. You
That's right.
can't never. What is it, Shirley? How is it?
I don't know. I can't think of all those slang. Can't never do. I don't know.
Got upset. Thinking about
I'm trying to find this thing right here to see if we are if I can.
Can't never did nothing. Is that what you can't never did nothing?
Okay, that sounds like part of it.
Yeah. Well, if it's not, it should be. But anyway, this last election, records were broken. So it can be done.
It can be
It
done.
can be done.
That's right. And so if people just don't get weary, because we have work to do. Okay, now I can see where some people are reacting to it. We have work to do. And so if we just don't get weary and hold their feet to the fire, that's what we have to do, because nobody. And then of course we go to the Supreme Court. To be moved, they have to die.
They gotta die.
And that's the same thing going on with the Congress right now. Most of them die out. When people should not be, and the Supreme Court, we know it's set up for them to serve life terms and everything, but some of them need to be put out of there too.
Some of them
Give
look
other
like
people.
they already done served their life term. All they need to do is lay down. They need to get some fresh blood in there.
Yeah, they need to. And so what we need to do, and you know, I say we do have it. God is good to us. He takes care of us. We do have it going on, but there are things that we need to do. And if we be quiet, things will never ever get done. And we need to let people need to band together even more and say, we're not taking this anymore.
That's
If
it.
you don't represent us and do what's good for us and best for us, then you got to go.
Got to
We
go.
can send you to the house. Or what's that thing they say? You don't have to go home, but you got to get
Yeah,
out of here.
yeah.
I
That's it.
know that's right. So anyway,
Yes,
but
it.
anyway, I'm trying to see if this is live on here. I'm not sure. I'm
Mine,
trying to find
mine says live.
on Facebook. I'm trying to
Okay.
see
I don't know
see if
what.
it's I can never do that because I'm trying to see for people's comments and everything. But then
Mhm.
okay, so we talked about the term limits. Is anything else you want to say about term limits?
Unemployment. The unemployment. The unemployment. That's what's ridiculous. You
Really?
Yes, you file for your unemployment, then you got to wait so long. Then by the time you get an answer, then okay, now you waiting on when you gonna get your money. It's people that still haven't gotten their money. The
Wow.
people that filed for their when the pandemic hit, they lost their job. They filed for their unemployment then,
Hmm.
haven't gotten a dime, but they were approved. But they
Wow.
died.
That's terrible. So many people are suffering.
Suffering, yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Not
And some people.
not in Egypt.
No, not in those
I'm
other
not in
places where
Egypt.
they're getting those billions of dollars. But those of us over here,
Over here, yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay, now I see us on here. I'm trying to see if I
And
see
and
any
during this
comments. Oh,
somebody
Yvonne. Okay, Yvonne's watching.
okay.
Eleanor said hello, ladies.
Hello,
Pam, hi. Pam said hello. Sean said hello. Hi, everybody.
Shirley.
We're just talking. And so if you have a question for us that if we don't have it today, which we might have it today, you know, ask us. But if we don't, when we come back on Thursday at 2 p.m., we broadcast Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. And Reedy has said she's going to be in here with me. Oh, I'm so glad.
Yes.
What happened to your sound?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
I, I can hear me.
So everybody, we're just enjoying this. We're having fun and we're giving facts also because we should be treated better than we're being treated by the people we put up there
Oh,
to represent us. And we're
right.
being misrepresented because they've been in there so long, many of them, till, you know, it's whatever they want.
It's what
That's what they do.
they yes. But Shirley,
Forget
I'm here in Louisiana. So with this devastating ice storm in Texas, has anyone like Vice President, anybody come check out?
Uh-oh, sorry. Let me turn this down. Has anybody come to what?
Have you heard of anybody coming to check on y'all? Anybody? Senator,
Uh,
you know, Ted Cruz was in where was he in Cancun? Y'all that freezing he in Cancun? Put a flower shirt on. You're back here. What you doing? Your people are freezing. I know. That's why I'm here. I'm playing. That is not what he said. That's not what
no.
he said. But
Uh-huh.
but
But
he was in, was it Cancun?
I think that was where they went. Uh-huh. But he came back the next day because it got so heated.
Yeah, it got heat
Uh-huh.
on
But
him. He had to
then
come back.
huh?
It got hot on him. He had to come back.
But my thing is, okay, these people who are taking pictures and putting them on Facebook of him going to Cancun, where were they headed? Where were they headed?
That is true. That is
They're
true.
on the same plane.
Right. Yep. Yep. Because they sure took a picture of him on the plane, didn't they? They sure did.
So they're going the same place he's going. So anyway, I think people can be so hypocritical sometimes. And I understand what they were looking at too, because he represents us. And
Uh-huh.
he knows that we're frozen over. And
Yes.
then he gets on this plane, and he goes to where it's
Oh,
warm. But hey, he said they weren't in session. So hey, I'm going where it's warm.
yeah, but
Okay, but then I thought about it. I said, okay, now these people who are squealing on him, they're on the same plane. what the what?
he said, what the what?
They're on the same plane. So there's so many things to be thought about. But anyway, I'm having so much fun. I'm really enjoying this. And so to everyone, send us some questions. Clay, give them. You have an email address or something where they.
7963 at yahoo.com.
Okay, say it again.
CMB, Cleaster Murray Brown, 7963, mama phone number at
Okay.
yahoo.com.
Okay, that's Clee's email address, and then she has her Facebook page also, which is
Yes.
Cleaster Brown. What?
Paul Coleman.
Cleaster
Paul
Pope
Coleman.
Coleman. And then, of course, you can reach me on one of these. You can talk either one of us if you have questions, and even if you would like to be a guest.
Yes.
Feel free to let us know, and we will have you on as a guest. And if you have topics you'd like for us to discuss, send them to us, call us, email us, message us, and send them to us. We'll be glad to talk about them, because let me tell you something. All you have to do is just ask us, and we will give you some kind of an answer, and it won't be an off-point answer or anything, because we do research.
Yes.
And when we come on here, we will be ready with the information that we have that we want to discuss on that day. Okay.
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching us. Now, are you ready to move on?
Let's go. What do you want to
We talked about the stimulus. What's the next? Okay, we talked about the Senate. Oh, I want to talk about the pandemic.
Yeah.
The pandemic.
Yeah.
Now, we know that it's real.
Yeah.
And I've never said to anybody that it's not real or anything. We know that it's real. And we've heard the numbers. And many of us have been affected by this this virus.
Yes.
And it's running rampant.
Mm-hmm.
But now we do know that God has a term limit on it too.
Yes.
And so we want to encourage everybody to just stay positive no matter what is happening. And I'm saying this, God is yet in control. And he never allows something to happen and something to come on us when he doesn't have the remedy already active. And so be encouraged. Be encouraged. When we talk about this pandemic. Now, this morning, as I was going through the house and I was listening to, of course, KHBN is not on the air anymore, but they still have KGGR. And so Robert Ashley, he's on the news on KGGR radio now. So I heard Robert say that Dr. Fauci, who I really like Dr. Fauci.
I do too.
Because he stood up to somebody.
He did.
He wouldn't let that person manipulate him.
Yes, he did.
And make him change his word. He used the facts that he had, and he stood up to the person. And now he's where he is now. Okay, so he said that Dr. Fauci said that even if we take, and I'm not speaking against the vaccination, don't get that in your mind, because I believe that you should do what you feel is best for you, because I'm definitely going to do what I feel is best for me. Okay. So I'm not talking against it. I'm not trying to get anybody to take it or not take the vaccine. Okay. But he said that Dr. Fauci said that if we take the COVID-19 vaccine, we can still contract COVID-19.
Right, he sure said it.
But then they're saying, even if you've taken the vaccine, you still have to continue wearing your mask, which I do. I
Yes,
continue to wear my gloves.
you
I
too.
continue. I can maintain my distancing as best that I can. And if anybody's up on me, I kind of, how we had to do it on the slide. Kind of look back, every now and then, like you're a little too close, but don't be rude to anybody. You know what I'm saying? We have to do everything, and we have to be subtle, and we have to be wise, and we have to be uh harmless.
Yes.
Okay, so they said we have to, even though we take the vaccine, we still have to do the same things we were doing before we took the vaccine.
Uh-huh.
If you take the vaccine, okay. So then we have, I know there are 3 vaccines out here, and the Johnson & Johnson is coming up with one, and so they say that it should be ready. I will get down to that, but anyway, we have now. This is what I wanted to do after in my studies. I was saying, and it said that none of these vaccines, listen,
Right.
are licensed by the Food and Drug Administration.
That's right. That is true.
None of them are licensed by the Food and Drug Administration, but they're authorized for emergency use.
Yes.
And that's the EUA, which is the Emergency Use Authorization.
Uh-huh.
And so none of them have passed the Food and Drug.
Well, they have not.
None of them. I mean, will have been, approved. Okay. So, and they're to be administered to people 18 years and over. And then I heard yesterday or another day that they're beginning to do some tests on women who are expecting babies now. And they say you're supposed to just 18 and up. Okay. And so I wanted to know how much they're paying. Now, people are still making money now. Those who are unemployed might not be getting their unemployment, but people are still making money because these pharmaceutical companies, the ones that are producing this,
Yes.
they're getting paid.
Yes.
Guess who's paying them to make the vaccine?
We are. We are.
We're
We,
paying them.
yes.
And they're allotted so much money. I was looking on here at how many billions and millions of dollars they gave Johnson & Johnson up front, and then they're even giving them more, plus they're paying them for the vaccine.
Yes.
Okay. So Moderna, that's not approved, but it's to be administered to people 18 and over. And Moderna, that company has existed since 2010. Now, and the vaccine, and then they spread out, and they said, well, you can go to Walgreens and you can get your shot, and you
Mm-hmm.
can go to places. And when I was on my way to and from the grocery store yesterday, I saw this. It's like a little storage shed thing that was sitting out on this church parking lot,
Right.
and it had a sign on it.
A tent.
Get your COVID testing here.
Yes.
And one person was sitting there in front of it. So, people are making money.
Yes.
And so it said that, like, when Walgreens and those different places, they said, we're offering you shots and everything. Come get your shot. Even though they're telling us that the shots are free, which we don't have to pay any money to. We're not supposed to pay any money to get the shots. We've already paid for the shots.
Yes.
Okay.
And over. Paid over. For the shot and over.
And over.
Yes.
And then they say, and so I'm wondering, do they make any money off of giving them, these places, drugstores and things? Do they make any money? And according to what I was reading while I was studying this, they can charge an administration fee for administering the shots.
Yes.
So people are making money hand over fist,
ma'am.
off of this pandemic.
Racket. Yes.
And then they want to give us $600.
Yes. Yes. My grandson said, Granny, please don't take that. Don't take that. Don't take that.
Because they say there's no guarantee that you'll live through it.
That's right. That's right.
There's no guarantee that you'll live through it. But I'm not saying, and I'm going to repeat this. I'm not talking against it, and I'm
Nope.
not talking for it. You do what you want to do for yourself, okay? And like my subject was Sunday, to each his own.
That's right.
And I bid everybody Godspeed because I'm praying for everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
then I wanted to know how much are they charging us to make these? How much are they charging per dose? How many doses are in a vial? And so we know Moderna has 6 doses. You can get 6 doses, they say, out of each vial. And then the other day, there was a report that said that usually that last dose is lost because of the needles that they have. And they have needles now that they're trying to get to everybody that keep you from wasting
Mm-hmm.
the dose, okay, that will consume that. You can get all that in a needle and make good of it. Okay, so Moderna is 32 to $37 per dose. And it's 6 doses in a bottle.
Mm. Mm.
6 doses in a bottle. Okay. Now, and it's, of course, I said how many people is to be administered to. So, and then they said, let me see, 10. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now, Moderna, okay, wait a minute, has 10 0.5 milliliter doses per vial. 10 per vial. And they charging 32 to $37 per dose. Okay, now we go and I got that from the Vanderbilt University Medical Center. That's their report on that. Okay, then I go to Pfizer. Excuse me, I feel like something, but I don't think anything is happening. But I just want to make sure. I did take my allergy pill. Okay, Pfizer and BioNTech, they have up to 6 doses per vial. Okay, and they reported that they're charging like $20 per dose. So that's what 106 doses, 20, 40, 60, 800. Yeah, $120 per vial, right?
Right.
Okay, then
Right.
then AstraZeneca, Oxford, they require 2 doses, and we know these other people require 2 doses, Moderna, Pfizer, and then they have this AstraZeneca. And so, but listen to this, they require 2 doses, but they're only charging $3 to $4 per dose. $3 to $4. Do you see the difference?
The
Now
dip.
we're paying all of these people to develop this for us. Then
Mhm.
we come to Johnson and Johnson, and they have a good report on Johnson and Johnson's. The Johnson and Johnson's only 1 dose, and they said theirs is about $10 per dose. And I couldn't find how many doses there are in one vial, but then they're promising to put out at least 200 million doses, and but opposed to all of the rest of the companies that are putting it out, Johnson and Johnson doesn't have to be stored in a freezer, because those other ones, they have to be stored at like minus so many degrees
Right.
in a freezer.
Right.
The Johnson and Johnson's can be stored in a refrigerator,
Mm-hmm.
and plus it's 1 dose, and they say they've had good results. But then I'm looking at where they did their studies, and they had some placebos. Of course, they always do the placebos. You don't know whether you're getting the real thing or not.
Right. Right.
And so anyway, but they did some studies in South Africa. That really
Yeah.
got me. Okay, but then they say that most of them, I think, did their studies in the U.S., Latin America, and South Africa. Okay,
Why
so
did
no,
it
now
China where it come from? Should have been testing it there. Where it but I keep telling y'all, China had what, 4,000 something people, or 45,400. But it wasn't very many people that got the COVID-19, right? They didn't have that many people.
wow.
But when it come over here, it's millions. And they had like 45,000. they got the COVID.
Wow. So they say somebody said that they're not wearing they're not having to wear their masks anymore or anything like that. Is that true?
I heard that too, but I'm not sure. But they did not have near as many people.
As we have.
Yes.
It's something else, and it's real. People are leaving here, but I tell you one thing, it's not going to last forever.
Forever, yes.
And there will be reports that will be coming out for years, and we'll be getting even reports on things that have been withheld from us and different things like that, because I called some things in the beginning, and I just have a choice few people that I say certain things to. But then even when it came on into it just a little bit further, then those people and me or I were talking
Okay, I've lost. Okay, I am.
about what I had said in the beginning. And so anyway, everybody, and I know people, we're all grown, we're all intelligent people, and so we
Okay,
don't
I
have to
can't.
constantly, you can't hear me? Oh, she can't hear me. I don't know what happened. We have to constantly be reminded. We don't have to constantly be reminded to do what we need to do. We know how to take care of ourselves. We didn't make it this far being idiots, okay? We didn't make it this far by being idiotic. We're able to take care of ourselves, and we thank God for that. And when it's time to take other precautionary measures, then we should take those precautionary
Copy,
measures.
copy.
So not all the
Get in.
time
I
do
can't
we
hear you.
believe. Okay, I don't know what happened.
Get down.
That's the kitty cat.
I can't hear you.
Oh my. Okay. Okay.
I can't hear you.
Don't stay on there. Stay on there. Okay. So just continue to do what you're doing. Okay. Continue to do what you're doing. And I believe we're going to come out of this all right. As a matter of fact, I know we are. And I want to thank each of you for joining us today. So you can always contact us, and we'll be back on Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on the World Wide Web. So you send us some comments. However, I read some comments now. I'm trying to see if I can get to the other. I'm not going to bother with that, but I will read your comments and I will get back with you. So if you want to send us some subject matter that we can talk about, if you would like to be a guest, we would invite you to be a guest. We would like for you to join us. Please send. She says she loves you and she will see you later. All right. So if you would like to be a guest, we will be happy for you to be a guest. And no subject is off limits, okay? Because, on Point of View, I talk about so many different things. I talk about health. I talk about love. I talk about so many things, psychological things. I talk about just so much. So don't hesitate. If you want to hear about something, or if you want us to discuss something, and you can take part by doing your messages and everything, you feel free to do that. Okay. Now we don't get into heated discussions. We don't get into heated debates on here. We don't be cussing and fussing on here, okay? This is an avenue for intelligent, wholesome discussions on whatever the Lord gives us to discuss on that day. I love you. Enjoy your day. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you all for joining us. Now on Thursday, my cousin from San Francisco, she lives in San Francisco, Eula, she will be joining in on the panel. Okay, so she's going to be uh, a regular on this panel. All right. I love you. Enjoy your day. Let me hear from you.